You're listening to the Chartographers.
This is another beautiful day in paradise, folks.
Hello, everybody! You're listening to the Chartographers. It's a music-loving podcast for music-loving people where we take every single album by a particular artist and we rank it all from worst to first. It's a thing that we do, and we haven't done it for close to a year because let me tell you a short little story, guys. When we started this fun little podcast of music ranking fun with our friends, we were like, hey, we're going to do 15 artists a season because we weren't thinking this would be like a thing that would last into a season 4. But after season 3, when you record a main cast and a happy hour minisode and sometimes you split them up, we had over 100 episodes done, which blows my freaking mind. So we took a break, it was needed, and now that we're coming back, we're not going to be that ambitious and do 15 artist seasons anymore. They're going to be like 10 artist seasons, chill, laid back, fun. But most importantly, we're starting out with a very small, weird mini season. Season 4 is our 5 favorite niche weird artists, our concepts, our experiments. We're so excited about it. And we are so excited to launch with an artist that is basically the original Masked Singer. It is someone who is just so unique and distinct and is pushing synth music into weird, new, visual, crazy directions. That's right, guys. This week, we are talking about the one, the only, the artist who originally went viral on YouTube in Sweden, so she's basically the synth pop version of Shane Dawson. That's right, guys. We're talking about iamamiwhoami, Jonna Lee, if you're nasty. So for those keeping track, Jonna Lee, she started out as a singer-songwriter, kind of a Sheryl Crow type in the late, early 2000s of, just like, coffee shop kind of stuff. She put stuff on MySpace in 2008. The artist Ed Harcourt kind of was like, hey, you're getting really interesting, and produced some songs for her. She put out 2 albums under that thing, but it really wasn't working out. She wasn't like, I don't have the Swedish sales chart numbers right in front of me, but I don't think she did especially well. She was on TV and things, but it was like regional. She wasn't breaking out, despite the fact that all of her stuff was in English language. So then suddenly in late 2009, weird videos started appearing online under the name iamamiwhoami. Cryptic, weird, bizarre, David Lynchian imagery, limbs on trees, progressive weird music. People are like, oh my god, is this 9 Inch Nails? Is this Lady Gaga's new project? Even Trent Reznor, who's not really known for being on Twitter, went on Twitter, is like, guys, this isn't me. This isn't me. I don't know who it is. They're doing great, but it isn't me, basically. And then it was revealed to be Jonna Lee. And although the mystery was gone, people figured out who it was. She went on to keep recording, and she's touring, and she has a massive fan base right now. We are so excited to talk about it. And who's going to be talking about it? Let me tell you guys, despite many contract negotiations, yes, I am back. That's right. First off, there's me. I'm Evan Sadi. You might know me as the interviews editor of Pop Matters and a writer for a bunch of other places, but I hope at the end of the day, in season 4, you know me as the host of this podcast because I love this podcast. If there's anything you should know about this podcast, it's the person sitting next to me, the Jonna Lee to my Klaus Bjorlund. That's right. The one.
Did you take a second? You were like, "What's his name?"
Exactly. I was trying to think of how to pronounce.
Bjorklund. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's right, guys. You know him, you love him. It's Taran O'Reilly. Welcome back, baby.
Thanks, baby. I'm so excited. This is an artist. I mean, this was one of the first things I feel like we really bonded over. Like 7 years ago now. So I'm just so excited that we're finally able to bring her to the podcast and see how it goes.
And it's crazy because so many people, after we've done over 100 episodes, a lot of people will listen to artists that, like, I don't know this artist, but, like, I like the format of the show. So people are just like, hey, thanks for introducing me to White Stripes or other things like that. Like, really cool things happen. And so, honestly...
Who did we introduce to White Stripes?
Bill O'Reilly. That's what he said. That's what he said.
That's okay.
Exactly. But the biggest thing is that if we have any modicum of influence, we want to use it to shine artists that we really care about, and Jonna is absolutely one of them. And that's part of the reason why we have a guest in studio who is the Jonna super fan. I don't want to say anything, but for some goddamn reason, the 2 times we've seen her live, she was there and we didn't run into her. I don't know fucking why or how. But more importantly, she's kind of a celebrity because she did submit her photo to be featured in the I Am Blue concert, so she can actually be seen during the performance of Play on there, which is kind of amazing. She's on Instagram as That Wondering Woman. That's right, guys. It is Jill Meyer in studio! Woo! Jill, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I love Jonna, and so I'm ready to dig in.
I remember we were at I think it was a former guest on the podcast, Dave Coop. We were at his birthday party one time, and I think we were just making, like small talk, and just like, what kind of music are you into? She's like, oh, you probably haven't heard of it. And I'm like, oh, go ahead and try me. And then I think you said, I am who am I?
Yeah.
And then I immediately was like, Taran, get over here right now.
Which that blew my mind, because anytime I say that, everybody's always like, what? Come again? And I couldn't believe that I found kin.
God damn. You're like not even 5 minutes in the season and the best joke already happened. I'm so upset. It's amazing. But how did you get introduced to her?
Well, I've been accused of wandering YouTube at 3 a.m. randomly, and so this is the stuff I do, apparently.
Yeah.
And so I was just browsing. I don't even remember what I was looking at. I don't know if I was listening to Ladytron or something, and somehow went down the rabbit hole, and I saw Play. Play was the first introduction for me. I think I was a little late to the game. It was probably 2011, maybe 2012 or something, when I had saw the video of it. That dragged me in instantly. It was just I don't know. It was everything. It was the attitude that she had when she was
all of it.
All of it.
The Yeti hooker realness.
Yes, Yeti hooker realness.
Kin is an incredible visual album. It's insane, but for me, even my favorite visuals are Play, because it's just the shuddering Yeti and the flapping
of the arms.
It's just so effective.
Absolutely, it's so effective, and it's just it has so much swagger to it, and that's what really drew me in a lot. And that first moment of that, boom, boom. That every time it gets me.
That's awesome. Well, I just remember, I remember hearing about the controversy of who is it and online sleuths trying to figure it out. We'll get into that in the Happy Hour mini-sub, guys, don't you worry. I just remember I remember hearing about her, but when I saw the video for Goods, that's when I'm like, oh, this shit's catchy as fuck. This is awesome. And I did an article for Pop Matters at the time, which was the secret song of the summer. And I found out later, because we met Jonna Lee before her most recent show, she apparently saw that article and printed it out, which is just the sweetest thing. By the way, if you're listening, hi Jonna, hope it's all good. Anyway, but long story short, we're going to rank the albums of Jonna Lee / iamamiwhoami, the first person with 3 monikers that we're going to be doing, which I'm really stoked about.
Yeah.
And although she has acoustic EPs and she has the With War or whatever that one EP is, we're just going to be talking about her albums, and thankfully it's pretty concise. Outside of a couple live albums, we have 7 straight up discs, and we are talking about her original Jonna Lee phase, which includes 10 Pieces, 10 Bruises from 2007, her much bright and popular This Is Jonna Lee from 2009, then there is her switch to I Am Who Am I with Kin, the studio album, her debut, which came out in 2012, Bounty, which was all of the preview songs beforehand that came out later in 2013. There is the Aquatic Blue, which came out in 2014. Then there was her other shift to I'm a solo artist now, but I'm kind of combining myself together as ionnalee, Jonna Lee, which is Everyone Afraid to Be Forgotten in 2018, and the much brighter and fizzier Remember the Future from 2019. So, 7 albums, pretty straightforward. I don't think we're going to have any disagreements in terms of what we're ranking, which is great. So, in that case, we have 7 albums, 7 slots. Special guest Jill Meyer, famous for her appearance on The Concert in Blue. 7 albums. We're just going to throw it out there on the floor. We're going to have a friendly debate. I'm open to thoughts and opinions, except for when I'm not. Guys, I got to ask, what would you nominate as the worst Jonna Lee album?
Oh, man, it's hard to say worse.
Right, I feel so bad about
much.
saying that.
I know, it's hard.
Because it doesn't feel like there are songs that are have certain songs or albums that are not as interesting, but she doesn't make bad music. It's not like she's trying to make a club track like Grinding on the Floor or something, so that's just what I think, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, are we considering, well, okay, so I...
Right, so
Jill is very conflicted.
Spot number 7.
Conflicted.
You're the least.
Just nominate it. We'll talk about it.
I would say let's just do This Is Jonna Lee. I'll put that one there.
Interesting.
But it's only because I don't know if I can
please.
now,
yes,
but it's only because for me it was pretty standard kind of folk pop music, and it was lovely. Don't get me wrong, it's perfect for a day like today where you've got
rain
on
outside,
the window pane kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's lovely and beautiful. Her voice is just as pretty as it always is.
Yeah.
But it didn't, like, I don't know, it didn't dig as deeply into my creative side and my soul as the rest do. The others are just wild and like what's inside my brain. So that's why I put it down there.
Yeah.
Well, I will say I am pleasantly surprised by that too, because for me, at the end of the day, it's gonna be one of the first 2 albums is in the lower rungs. I feel like it just has to be, because the biggest thing is that while I love her as a songwriter, she just didn't find her true artistic voice. But the thing that surprises me is that I find for me personally, there are more takeaways on This Is Jonna Lee than there is on 10 Pieces, 10 Bruises.
I will say that This Is Jonna Lee sounds more, like she has more of a band sound, and it is more polished.
Yeah.
And depending on the day, sometimes that works more for me, and sometimes I kind of like the unpolished sounds of you hearing, little noises in the background or something.
Studio.
Yeah, exactly.
Shuffle, yeah. That's interesting. For me, the biggest thing for me when I listen to 10 Pieces, 10 Bruises at the start of our research week going into this, and even today, there are flat out just goddamn songs I don't remember. Like, Here's the Low, Time, like those things still strike me. I'd say probably the biggest songs for 10 Pieces for me are like Dried Out Eyes. That one is like a pretty nice folk pop melody. Taran and I disagree.
It's fine. Dried Out Eyes, it's just really obvious to me, and I think that's sort of the problem with the first 2 albums, but even more the problem with 10 Pieces, in my opinion, is just like nothing happens that I'm surprised by.
Right.
In the entire album. I don't dislike all of it. Like, I think Closer is a really nice ballad. I think the opening track, Ordinary Eye, is like, perfectly nice, but it just like, because I remember, I think it's Dried Out Eyes and Autumn Song are like the same chord structure in the same key.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Which, like, do you know when you, then they're only 2 songs apart, like, when you pull something like, not pull something, but you get what I mean, when there are like noticeable patterns like that, and I couldn't sing the melody of either of them to you right now. Like, that's not...
I wrote this song for you.
It's about you.
Actually. Sorry. That's how much I get.
But that's how much you remember it. Like, that's like one of the more memorable, quote unquote, interesting songs on there, and it still is like...
And the thing is, I even feel like Jonna, like, she doesn't bring out any of the stuff in concerts and things.
Well, how old was she when she made these?
I feel like
kind of a
she's
teen,
like 38
or like a young...
now, which means she
was
was
in
like...
her...
Well, she left for London
she
when
was
she
20.
was 17, and so this is young, youthful, and you can tell that it's like where you are in your life at that point in time, and it's the thing of finding, I think, what works for radio and then following that kind of standard structure.
Right.
And that's why neither of the albums really strike me too much. So maybe I agree with you. Maybe 10 Pieces does belong as number 7.
Right.
Yeah.
Because then the only other one for me is This Is Jonna Lee. I actually have takeaways on this one here. Like Lake Charmaine, like just that it's a simple thing that it's just so simple, but it's just like it still sticks with me, and it's just this lovely traveling road ballad. My High I love quite a bit.
I do enjoy that one. I like the little rockier side to this one.
Yeah, that's like I think There Was Me is a little more like bitter, which is sort of like because I feel like what's the word I'm looking for? Not drama, but like sort of just like the sinister side of her is what is what makes like Kin and Bounty so fascinating.
Yes.
And so I think that's sort of why I like This Is Jonna Lee a little more, just because you can start to see.
I would agree with that. I remember watching when I was digging into like who this person is, after I saw a play and I stumbled across these, and I was just kind of like, what? This doesn't make sense to me. It's not the same person. But then if you go back and you listen again to This Is Jonna Lee, I think you do find those little darker moments where you're just, I see how you kind of went down that path. And
she's just so much more confident on this album altogether. And I feel like the full band sound, and of course, Klaus still involved. He's involved in every single album aside from Everyone Afraid to Be Forgotten. He's got some songwriting credits here and there, but like for the most part, he's the producer for all of it, which is amazing.
It really is.
The fact that he was able to just go in the directions that he is.
Right. I mean, I love that because you generally, when you see an artistic shift that big, it's because they were like, this isn't working. They fired their producer. They found someone else. They found new management. And then they're like, now I'm an electropop diva.
Right.
And it's like, no.
I've recreated myself because I had to find somebody else to...
Exactly. Like, I needed someone else to be guiding me because that wasn't working. But that is the opposite story here. It's really the two of them together decided, this is not working. And I think it's fascinating to have the album This Is Jonna Lee, and then immediately after she's like, who am I? Like, she has this identity crisis. She's like,
well, she did. There was, what was the name of the label that she was under? It was a different label.
Razzie something.
Yeah. And
Razzie.
I think with that movement away from that label, then I don't know if they had more freedom to explore. I mean,
well, she made her own label, so
exactly.
Which is amazing. Like, it's pretty much all of iamamiwhoami is basically self-financed, from what I understand, which is
incredible.
Well, I mean, that's why, we'll talk about this later too, but the tour that we both saw her on the first time was crowdfunded on Kickstarter. Yes. She had to crowdfund to make the last couple videos for Blue, and I think that's part of why the tour was such a big moment for her, and why we got another album so quickly. She was she finally figured out how to at least make enough money from this to keep producing music. Because the quote-unquote concert films that we'd gotten before then were just in a warehouse or in a forest, and she hadn't really toured yet.
Yeah. And the thing I will say is that she also is someone who I feel like, especially with Everyone Afraid to Be Forgotten, there's a movie for it, but it's not a straight-up visual album. And I feel like, much like the Chartographers, she realized that the format that she was working with was basically unsustainable after basically 3 seasons. And so she... And so she moved in a new direction. But I guess it's a long way of trying to say, personally, I'm going to go ahead and put 10 Pieces, 10 Bruises at number 7, immediately followed by This Is Jonna Lee at 6.
I think you have shifted my point of view. Cool. I agree with you.
Exactly. It's just, the thing is that, at the end of the day, 1 or 2 songs off of 10 Pieces, 10 Bruises. There's 4 off of This Is Jonna Lee I will still listen to. All right, so there we go. We locked in 7 and 6. Now, Taran, we're down to number 5. If you don't have one, I have one. But I'll leave it to you. Of the albums we have left.
It's between 2 for me, but I think...
In your heart of hearts.
In my heart of hearts, it's Remember the Future. Which is a solid album. It has... See, the thing for Remember the Future with me is I feel like the heights it reaches are on par with the other 5 albums that we have left. I really love Open Sea. It sort of is a spiritual successor to Blue Blue, with an extra excessive breakdown in the middle. Somebody is absolutely could be in my top 5 Jonna songs depending on the day. And then I don't know, I feel like a lot of this album is just good. I Keep is
I'd Keep, I really dig.
I really like the last minute of it. I feel like it finally, it takes a little too long to become a jam for how long the song is. I feel like if the height it reached, because it basically just continues to crescendo for its entire 3 minutes. And I feel like if it then took the final level it reached and did that 4 more times, then I would like it more. Do you know what I mean?
The thing that I do like though that she just kind of cuts herself off sometimes in that way, and that leaves you as a listener kind of wanting more. Sometimes it feels horrible but also kind of wonderful at the same time, where you're no, keep going. I wanted to live in that moment, and then they don't let you, and that creates something else in me as a listener anyway that I have to step back and appreciate a little bit as well.
Yeah, and the thing is, at the end of the day, I'm going to agree with
Really?
Taran on this one here. Just because, for me, it's a hard thing. And I felt so bad because when I did the backstage interview with her before that second Chicago date in 2019, like, we were talking about Remember the Future. And, like, it's one of the things, I remember just being so excited to have new Jonna music so soon.
It was so
And
fast,
Open Sea and Somebody were fucking great. Remember the Future, it's really kind of like a John Hughesy synth poppy. It reminds me of, like, M83 kind of. Like, it's a groovy little
it's
thing.
full ABBA.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Remember the Future sounds like ABBA Gold Greatest Hits, like 1970 to 79.
Which
like,
isn't bad.
It's not bad. It's not. No, I mean I love that song too.
Yeah.
I just feel like more than any of the other like late era Jonna albums, it has like ballads that don't really click with me.
Matters. Like, you bring in Zola Jesus, who is a dynamic and
Yes.
incredible vocalist,
She's
speaking of
great.
M83 connections.
Yeah.
And that song just puts me to sleep. It is, they're at the same tone and level the whole time. Like, it's just kind of...
You know, the first time I heard that song, I felt similarly, but this time around, literally today, I went back and I listened to it, and I don't know what it was, but I actually ended up ranking this one higher.
Oh.
Because I don't know. I don't know if I was just soaking in the idea of she'd just come off of tour. She was clearly riding on that energy.
Right.
I think of being able to see the people. There's one thing to have a bunch of likes on and a bunch of listens, online.
On Spotify,
It's a whole other thing to come out and see the people there and feel the energy just flowing off of the audience like that. And I think in this album, it was clearly what was a driving force for her. I think there's definitely some elements of Everyone Afraid to Be Forgotten in there. Like, some of the songs sound like maybe they didn't make it on that album, and she put it on
Like,
Remember
Wipe
the
It Off was
Future.
maybe too happy, so she kind of prolonged it a little bit or something.
Yeah, something. But I ranked it a little bit higher, actually, just because, I don't know, I need to let it ruminate a little bit more. I think I need to sit with the album and listen to it for a bit longer in the same way. I mean, I've been listening to Kin and Bounty like feels like my whole life. Every day.
Well, in that case, I'm more than happy to have a deeper discussion on this, but I'm curious, what would you nominate for a number 5 slot?
This is hard for me, but I think I would maybe put Blue there for me. Because it was too happy for me. Clearly, I'm just a dark soul.
You appreciate the darkness?
Yeah.
That is fascinating.
I don't know. Either Blue or maybe one of the two.
Oh.
For me, so by ranking, I would put Remember the Future as what number are we?
We don't
on
have to
now?
go that far ahead,
4.
but yeah.
But
so
these
these
two
two are
like
next.
2 switch. Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
yeah.
So
I'm just okay.
Yeah.
I like Blue, but I like some songs off of Blue. Like I really like the audio visual storytelling that she has going on. There's really beautiful shots that she has, but not every single Tap Your Glass. Actually, I didn't care for it. Like, some of the songs just didn't work for me. Is that one of your favorites?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Tap Your Glasses. And I know, like, I see the play totals. I know that Tap Your Glasses definitely, like, in the lower half of popularity on this record. But for some reason, Tap Your Glass has just, like, always, like... From the first time we finally got to listen to this album all the way through, I was like, yep, Tap Your Glass is still my favorite.
Really?
I just, like, there's something about the build to the chorus, like, da, 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 da. And I feel like it just, like, really takes you on a journey. Like, I feel like when the synths drop out for, like, the spoken word Tap Your Glass part, like, I feel like I've been plunged into water and, like, I don't know, I just, like, I really connect with
hearing
that
like,
one.
it's kind of visceral
Yeah,
experience that you get from that song.
Yeah, like, it really takes me on, like, an experience, and I feel like I, in general, do gravitate towards happier music.
Poppier
Yeah.
sounds.
And so, like, Blue for me was sort of, like, I had listened to Kin and Bounty, but when Blue came out was when I really, like, became obsessed with her more. And then, like, went back and, like, really listened to the other two a lot, too.
I love that we don't agree.
Welcome to the Chartographers, guys.
That's what makes it so fun. But
Absolutely.
I just wasn't expecting to talk about Blue so soon.
Yeah,
Genuinely.
sorry.
Sorry about it. Jill came in here with guns blazing. Well, because
Which is funny because
Yeah.
I loved it enough to submit,
Yeah.
and I loved even the online what they were doing on their website.
Oh,
at
that
point in
social
time.
media.
Generate,
Yeah, it was so cool. I loved discovering the songs that way, kind of by following a little map or whatever.
Yeah.
And I love Dive. I love. I really like Chasing Kites. Actually, that was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I thought that was really lovely, and I was happy for her that she sounds happy or in a different place in this one, obviously, than the two that came before.
Yeah.
So
I feel like the other thing too is that partially because it's so joyful, that now having seen her in concert twice, I just get so excited, and you can hear the crowd just screaming along to when the first chords of Fountain start while you're seeing her live, everyone loses their minds.
Fountain as well. Okay, so maybe I like 8 songs out of the 10.
Right, that's the thing. I'll agree.
Literally Thin is probably my only weak song off of Blue, and I mean that truly.
That one would probably... I would put that a little bit above Tap Your Glass for me, but I know what you mean. But I do kind of like the slowness of... I don't know, I like what she's saying there too. It sounds more like a conversation a bit, where I think with the listeners, it starts to kind of bring them in a little bit more, or to say, to open the door a bit wider, and so that we could maybe step through into that world in terms of actual direct interaction with her listeners, rather than watching, Bounty and Kin a little bit from the outside, wondering what this mystery. So and Blue seemed to open it a bit more, and it was a lot about oceans, and I love the ocean.
Well, she was fully I just wanted to make a nature film with my next album, and it's great.
It was gorgeous.
Knocked it out of the park.
I loved watching all of the costumes and all of the I like the introduction of the
dancers and Ripple.
Really like Ripple a lot. Such a good song.
The thing for me is that of all the albums that we're talking about, when you're talking about I Am My Jonna era, Kin, Bounty, clear, concise, considered concepts. Blue, although it doesn't have as much of a story, is still a very clear concept. True. I want to do pop songs now. Great, do it. I am 100% behind you. Everyone Afraid to Be Forgotten. Longer, messier, darker, more emotional, angry.
So clearly,
these are all still it's still very visceral. And that's for me part of the reason why I'm still gonna push for Remember the Future at number 5, because as much as I enjoy it and I love her, and obviously Jonna, if you're listening, we love you. That should be obvious, even though we're talking about the albums here. The thing is, Remember the Future just is I don't know what it's trying to say. It still kind of speaks about and a little bit of optimism after these trying anxious times. It does feel more
optimistic.
Yeah,
definitely.
Exactly. But Blue feels even more optimistic than that.
Which is probably why it doesn't fall in my favorite.
Right.
Because I'm you're so optimistic.
Can you stop being so happy?
Right.
This isn't working.
Jonna, come on. So, but honestly, at the end of the day, her Mysteries of Love, they cover from Blue Velvet, does nothing for me, even with the production assist from our good friends over in Royksoft.
I mean, I know that, logically, my brain knows that Roy accepted that production, but, literally anyone could have. You know that?
Sure.
That's sort of why I feel and sorry, I shouldn't say that this album sounds like literally anyone could make it. That's not what I mean at all. But I do feel like there are a few more moments on Remember the Future, and maybe it's because it doesn't have that distinct, she talked about in the making of this album how it was just I was so excited and fulfilled from the tour that I just I sat down to write a song, and then songs just kept happening, and it was a very free process as opposed to laboring over it for 3 years, which I love. I absolutely love that she got to do that, and I love a lot of the songs on here, but it just doesn't have the same impact.
I like that she really, for me, she takes time with some of the songs and creates a soundscape more than, obviously her vocals are incredible, but I do like to hear it when a musician takes time to let the music just sweep you on for a little bit as well. And I think she does that a lot more with this album. than in, Everyone Afraid to Be Forgotten.
Well, listen, we are 30 minutes into the podcast right now, and we ranked 2 albums, so...
But we're about to rank more. We're doing great. We've talked about 4.
Yeah.
We're doing fine. This is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're at the point, are we outvoting?
I think we might just have to outvote.
That's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. Jill says
I'll
it's okay.
take it.
Yeah, I said this
fine.
one hit. She'll remember it later.
I will.
So make no mistake,
I'll find
she is
you.
vengeful. She is that wandering woman. So there we go. At the very least, at number 5, Remember the Future. So we have that number 7, 10 Pieces. Number 6, This Is Jonna Lee. Number 5, Remember the Future, which leaves Kin, Bounty Blue, and Everyone Afraid to Be Forgotten. So, it sounds like the worst game show ever. Who's afraid to lose your legacy? So,
Oh my god, that's so real.
yeah. So that being said, are you still sticking with Blue at number 4 at the very least then?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying that is or is not going to happen. I just want to hear
I'm going to get
Taran.
outvoted again, aren't I?
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean,
I
the thing
don't-
is, you're making me reconsider a lot of things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to be outvoted because I think what I'm about to say is very controversial. Because
Everyone listen close.
my pick for up next would be Bounty.
Jill just about, she is in a state of disbelief.
I almost kicked over the mic and walked out the door.
Yeah, sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, I really like it. I don't know. I think it is very much in its own world, and I do think that it is experienced perfectly as a complete thought, as an album.
Yes.
And I just feel like sometimes I don't need to listen to any of the songs on their own. Like the exceptions to me would be like, oh, I really love.
Made a note of O as well.
Because it's basically like a Giorgio Moroder
Disco
track. Especially, it starts and it's got the like very breathy like 70s. And then it just becomes this like extended disco jam with all these burbling, intermingling synths, and then as that all fades out, it just ends with the like looping vocal ooze, and I just think it's like this perfect. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think that Y is like a weirdo pop masterpiece.
I fucking love Y. Can I say? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go.
You can fucking swear as much as you want.
Good. That was also one that I made note of as like one of my top songs in general was Y kind of makes that list. Because it's that the breath and just that the little hope.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate how in the middle of Y, even in like the official album version, it just like pulls out and all you hear is like breathing and like and that's immediately after a section in a completely different key. It's like very like
it just gives me
like,
chills thinking about that song.
Yeah.
I go back and I replay that one over and over and over all the time. Just stand in, wait for the train. Gives me some good feels.
Well, so what is it about Bounty that speaks so strongly to you, Jill?
I don't know. It's to me, Bounty was just both Bounty and Kin to me are. I think it speaks to my primitive side. It sounds primitive. Some of it at the beginning reminds me of like. I just envision, it sounds funny, but I envision like a petri dish and watching cells like split and grow, and then you see the little like creature coming out of the lake and like coming out of the mud and growing, lungs, and I don't know. That's where I'm placed with these two. They just sound really like
organic.
Some of them are carnal and organic, and it speaks to the animal in me. I guess maybe that's what it is that drives my love for.
Both of these.
Those,
So is it both of these together, or do you view Bounty as an individual work, kind of by itself?
I mean, they're both, to me, definitely separate, but it's almost like a continuation of the story between the two. It's hard for me to separate both of them.
Right.
I've got both of them on my little iPod thing, and I just have them play one right after the other, and it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Little pop.
Play me all the songs
for me.
I'm so sorry.
Dueling parodies. Sorry, Jonna, I'm sorry. Well, this
I'm
is.
not.
I know. Well, this is fascinating because going into this, we're in the midst of it, so I'm just going to throw some stuff out here right now. Initially, my thought was to agree with Taran because that's kind of how I felt too.
Really?
And because Bounty is.
I'm also really surprised by that. But sorry.
Really?
Keep going. Yeah, I didn't think you would put Bounty next.
Yeah, no, well, the biggest thing is that I think it all ties around the fact that over this week, I mean, I feel like us Jonna fans all together, we've basically had Kin and Bounty locked in our souls. Exactly.
Yes.
You know, some might be coming onto Blue, some may not know about the earlier folk works, etc. But the biggest thing for me is that I was there when it came out, you know, and I've interviewed her a bunch of times, and she's been fantastic and wonderful and great. But the biggest thing for me for this week was how my opinion changed about Everyone Afraid to Be Forgotten. Like, for me, the thing is that, like, I always felt like Bounty was more of a lead-up to what Kin ultimately was, to a degree, even though, you know, the album technically came out afterwards, because, like, the little whoa of U1 is, like, okay, you know, like, it's good for the visual of the guy holding the puppet, but then you get into the hardcore,
God, it's
you know,
so,
in
like,
U2,
gritty.
you know, exactly.
I love
U2?
that of it.
Yeah.
U2 to me sounds like it should be like on a Gorillaz B-sides compilation, or like on like the Daft Punk album we never got.
Yes,
or like,
it makes me. There's some that make me think of like Justice or something.
yeah, very much.
That one.
Yeah.
That like, especially that like. Yeah, exactly. That's about the sound I was about to make.
And so, like, for me, like, there was moments like a B as a ballad, like, it was such a great introduction to her, and I still have that visual stuck in my mind. Am I gonna bounce B very often? Not really. You know, like, there was more takeaway moments for me on Bounty. And the thing is, keep in mind, Everyone Afraid to Be Forgotten, which she made in a state of panic, almost, where she was diagnosed with a thyroid disorder, which she thought was going to take her voice away.
Right. Yeah.
So she was like, okay, well, if I can't sing anymore, which is my outlet, I have to do fucking something. So she kind of put this album together, and that's why it's anger, and it's pointed, and it's political. You know, like, it's...
let's get into
Oh, exactly. And so the biggest thing for me is that it was always an angrier album. And the thing is that, like, for me, that kind of, like, washed over me to a degree. Like, I heard all of it. There's moments I liked on it. It's a Jonna album. How can there not be moments you like on it? But for me, when I initially heard it, I just kind of, like, viewed it as almost like one consistent piece of work, this angrier thing. And this week, really, during research week, I got to really find the moments of just joy and power, and just the love of her, like, sometimes basic but always memorable sense of melody too. You know, like, and that's, like, for me, I have liked joy, but this week joy opened up to me in a way that I hadn't had before.
That one, I remember listening to it for the first time, and I was so floored because I was at work, actually, and then I saw all of a sudden, here's these songs being released, and I was just like, oh my god, okay, I'm stopping working. And I just, like, turned up the volume, sat there and listened to it, and the joy was just, like, it made me kind of want to cry listening to it. I don't know why, but just because it was so joyful. It was like joyful tears, not...
Well,
you know?
to me, the part of the reason I like joy is because it is foreboding. It is, I mean, to use that word sinister again, like, the sonics of this, it's very minor key.
Yes.
It's very, like, even when she sings of joy, it's, like, tons of harmonies, like, huge, like, choral sound, and it goes back to, like, that same sort of animalistic,
that's probably why I like it.
It really just hits right in that, like there's danger in this song, and I think that's part of why because it's about joy, but it isn't at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, especially paired with, like, all of the other songs as well. I think putting that where she did, like, what. I don't know where it falls exactly.
It's second.
Yeah.
There's watches, and then it's joy.
Yeah,
like,
and then you dive into like some of the
work.
hard stuff. Yeah.
They've got work to do. And the thing is that, like, when you talk about Temple, when you talk about, like, you know, her stance towards religion and how these bitches make me ill, you know, like, when you talk about Samaritan, like, these are, like, more pointed. These are, you know, strong statements. The thing for me is the biggest thing when we're talking about Blue, for me, as a pop album, it's hard for me to find, like, a song like Thin, maybe, but the rest of it all speak to me. It's a consistent album. Bounty is much more stronger as a visual than it is musically for me, but I still enjoy it. There's still amazing takeaways. It's the formation of what we know as Jonna. And Everyone Afraid to Be Forgotten, it is powerful and it is messy. And I mean that. 15 tracks. The one thing I like about Remember the Future, she cut it down. She cut that shit down, which is great. But Everyone Afraid to Be Forgotten, like, honestly, Dunes of Sand is the most boring fucking song.
But have you listened to the live version in, is it
The
Falstead? The church.
I feel like that's what she initially put out. I mean, I can't remember. I haven't listened to it in a while. Okay.
Because it came with a film, a video paired with it. But obviously there's the non-live version. And that's, to me, I love it. I think it's beautiful. But the Dunes of Sand, is another one that I listened to over and over and over.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I mean, her
just
voice
struck
is
you.
gorgeous. And I think you can tell that she is celebrating and her voice, what's left of it. You know, like if she's sitting there thinking, "Oh God, this can go away at any moment," struggling with that. That puts another layer on it for me, but not just that. She's ruminating in the sounds and letting her voice just float out. I love the live version so much.
And then you also have Here's the Warning, which is just one ear out the other for me. I don't remember what that song is. I mean, I know it, but it bores me. Taran.
Well, so, I mean, I have a lot to say about this album because I think it is a little too long at 15 tracks, but also I think that every song still has its own very distinct identity. And, like, a lot of the highlights, like, work in tandem. Like, I think Work and Temple and Gone fit, like, similar song archetypes, but they still manage to do their own very distinct thing with it. This is the only album that has, like, a song I'm actively frustrated by, which is Memento. I really...
Do you remember Memento?
It's like...
It's the one that starts with... do, 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 and
it's like cello sawing, and then
yes.
it's basically just, like, her voices in octave singing this really eerie melody, and then it hits, like, the most, like, pop chorus that ever popped, and it just, and, like, the full, like, 4 to the floor kick drum hits in. I feel like
little flute comes in.
I don't think it's in a different key, but it feels like it does. It's absolutely in a different tempo. And I just, like, to me, if you just cut the chorus completely and just did verses, it would be like one of my favorite Jonna songs.
Oh, cool.
But instead, it's one of my least favorite because I listen to it and every time the chorus starts, I, like, literally get a little like annoyed. I'm, like, mad that this song is being messed up, but it's not my song, you know? Like, of course, we're here. We clearly respect her artistry a ton, but it's just like, I wouldn't have made that choice
You
at
wanted to
all.
cut it up a little bit.
Yeah, completely. And I think that's why I know I said Bounty because I didn't want to put Everyone Afraid to Be Forgotten here
because it's so important and no, it is important. I feel that it really is for all of the things that it's doing. Clearly, what it means to her as an artist. And politically, what it's saying. I mean, as a woman listening to this album, I got it. Like it.
Oh,
some of the pop stuff didn't work for me in some of the songs, but listening and then watching the dance that she puts with it, I'm just like, fuck. That's like she's angry. I'm angry. You know.
Well, and that's why. I mean, Samaritan is one of my favorite songs from her too, and I think part of it is because, like, yes, it's very, like, active and dancey, but it's also angry, and also I feel like the lyrics are so much in the forefront. Like, obviously they were more in the forefront on Blue than they were in Kin and Bounty, but on Everyone Afraid to Be Forgotten, you're getting every word, and those words have something very specific to say for, I think, the first time, which is why I don't want to put it, like, right here in the middle of our list, but also it's just too long. It has unfortunately a couple songs that are dead weight, and so it's sort of pulling down the amazing, like if this album was 11 tracks long, it could be my number one, depending on the day.
I know, which is surprising because I didn't have as strong an affinity towards it as I do this week. After listening to it, it was really, really insightful for me. So I guess what it's trying to say is that it kind of puts us at a standstill. Yeah. Because Jill still wants to throw Blue at number 4, if I were to take a guess. Yeah, even though Taran and I feel like it's a pop masterpiece for the most part.
It's a great album, like as a whole. It is great. There's some things that I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just in the pop element that that doesn't drag me in as much as some of the other songs, and I do like that everything, everyone afraid to be forgotten is so. I think it's so long because it was sort of a, all of these songs meant so much to her. I assume, especially as an artist, you're sitting there looking and feeling like everybody wants to create their own little statues and monuments to themselves, right? And this was, I think, what she may have felt at the moment, like her one statue, her last thing that she could maybe leave if it didn't go well.
Right,
yeah. So there's a lot of different elements to me for this album.
It's a smorgasbord. It is a lot of emotions, and therefore it doesn't always have the clarity that the I Am albums do. Because even though Blue is poppy and optimistic, it is clear in what it wants to try and do.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I would say like maybe she had 15 songs for Blue and then cut them back and found the ones that worked perfectly together and created this whole...
Well, Islander off of Remember the Future was intended for Blue.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forget that she did pull some and save it
for later. Exactly. Which makes sense, but she wanted to be much more consistent on that one there. So all right. So in that case, the real question is, how do we resolve this immortal impasse of what we want to do? Because one of those things where, like, initially, while like I do want to say Bounty, I also don't want to take away Jill Meyer's most powerful element. Exactly. Let's. I think that we can find some sort of glorious compromise in here. Taran, do you have a thought?
I mean,
you all have to give something up.
You know that I want Bounty to be like way up there, but that's not how voting works. I don't know. I'm literally just like at an impasse because for me it's definitely between Bounty and Everyone Afraid next. But then that would put Blue at number 2. Yeah.
And although that's like closer to my personal ranking, this isn't the outranked Jill Meyer show. Like the thing is, we have a guest on here. So here's what I would recommend. It's one of the things where obviously you have a deep connection to Bounty that's extremely strong, and I want to respect it. And the thing is that we're speaking about our own opinions here, definitely as optimists as well. So Blue speaks to us. So here is my compromise idea that I have. Together as a group, as a family. Number 4, Everyone to be Afraid to be Forgotten. Okay. Number 3, Blue.
Okay.
Number 2, Bounty.
Yes.
I know personally, Taran and I would not necessarily put Bounty up that high, but...
That's the exact order that I would put it. I think what you just said is what I would feel. I mean, if we're going to compromise, that's
I was about to say. Well, in that case,
that's exactly what I would do.
Okay, fine.
All right, listen, the thing is, we are friendly, wonderful people. And again, this is an arbitrary ranking for a thing, that we're doing, but at the same time, listen, I cannot state how much I love Blue. It is an utterly fantastic album.
I just feel like there's so much I didn't even talk about on Blue.
What else do you want to talk about on Blue?
No, we can move on.
But
I just, the truth of the matter is that just, every song is so good, and so we didn't talk about, not the number 1 highlights,
Vista,
but, Vista is amazing. Blue, again, to me, I still don't understand why Blue wasn't number 1 in Spain. It just has that Mediterranean.
I just remember,
I want to be on a boat in the sunshine, listening to. Really this whole album, but that song especially.
I just remember she put out some sort of preview thing on there, and then they were playing a little bit, and I'm like, what is this? And then immediately the synths go on this. And I'm just like, and then it cuts off. I'm like, I need to know what the rest of that song is. I remember that preview so distinctly, and I was so happy I got it. It's just, it really made me this week appreciate even Ripple, which isn't even like my favorite song.
I like Ripple.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
So like kind of like, you know, drum beat fun, little kind of dancing fun. And the thing is, the sense of her having fun is great.
Yes, I do enjoy that.
Yeah.
I can't shit on that.
Right, exactly. So that being said, though, we have one slot left. Why is Kin so fucking good, Jill Meyer?
God damn, it's just so good. It's so...
I want to start out with something that Taran and I were talking about when we watched the visual. I'm just going to fully flat out say I agree with them on this point, that Sever, the opening song, isn't my favorite Jonna song by a mile, but as an album tone setter,
I think it's perfect.
it's great.
Absolutely.
I think because there's so much like energy and darkness on this album, and Sever like sort of slowly dips you into
Absolutely.
Like
Oh my God.
there's still like the burbling energy, but it's a little more down tempo, and then even like drops, it's like slowly amping up. Good worker like amps up a little more than that, and then
It's just like...
and then
Some more
finally
growling again.
yeah, exactly. And I feel like it's this like perfect like full 12-minute crescendo until suddenly play is happening. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
Like
absolutely. It's just that's the thing with Kin and Bounty for me, is that they are whole. The first time I heard some of the songs, it took me a while to like them. It's true. You can't just instantly, oh yeah, I'm just gonna, boy, that's catchy.
Yeah, look at that one.
Which you can
Right.
do with Blue, because it's poppy. And
Yeah, you can put it on the song at any point.
absolutely,
separate
and
on
it
narrative.
doesn't matter
Yeah.
which one, right? In which order, always.
In due order.
Yes.
Yeah.
But with Kin, I just love that you have to chew on it and just live through the whole thing.
It's
and
messy, it's dark,
grow
it's
with it. Oh,
there's beauty to it, though. That's the
absolutely,
thing.
that's exactly what it is.
And I love that she uses like I mean frankly textures that are a little bit
Yes.
ugly.
Oh, that's
And
my
but she is
favorite.
still it's still like in this like major key, and you can tell by the way that you can't hear a single consonant she's saying that like it's all so very deliberate. Like there are lyrics on Kin, but
Yes.
I literally could not tell you what one
The
of them
funny thing is, like, I listen to this album all the time, and I probably couldn't, say the lyrics.
Play I might be able to, just because there's like, I wanna dance tonight.
Right.
And make up songs for us to sing.
Right, literally, I mean, like, when we see her live, I'm
Yeah.
just making sounds.
God,
I'm just making
yeah.
sounds along, like,
But like, it's still like, Play is such like arguably my favorite song of hers.
Yes.
Arguably one of my favorite songs of the decade.
It was my introduction to her.
Because the sound, it's every keyboard pound sounds like the keyboard's last breath, like it's dying. This
Yes.
like it's melting before you.
Yes.
I love
Such a
songs that sound
beautiful-
like they're
That's what I
melting.
mean by, like,
Yeah.
it has a swagger to it.
But
It's
the
just-
thing is, and I mean this truly, you can tell when a good album is a good album because your favorite song will change like every 3 or 4 months or so. And the
really,
thing is, I love Blue. I do. I love a lot of her discography, but Kin just holds us something special because honestly, for me, even this most recent cycle is when Rascal spoke out to me. It's a very quiet, this very, very deliberate kind of thing. For the longest time, though, after my love of Play overwhelmed me, the back half of Idle Talk, when it just gets into the...
I feel like Idle Talk was one of my biggest discoveries this week, because I feel like in my head I have such a specific like shape of what a Jonna Lee song is, and Idle Talk isn't that. Like, I feel like Idle Talk you could throw on like a mix for somebody, and and in the same way it's perfect in this album, but it just like it has this very nice, dreamy, very pleasant,
velvety warmth.
Yeah,
it is. It's warm. It's earthy. This whole album to me is very earthy, and that's why it just connects so much, I think.
Yeah, and then, I mean, there's In Due Order, which is... Taran, when we watched it this week, he's like, I don't remember this visual, which was the Yeti uppers routine. Exactly. Of her with the hair bra, of them
and
doing
doing
YMCA behind her, like this whole thing that's
it's
going
like
on.
I don't know. I went to the bathroom for this part. I also love though that like, so ostensibly Bounty into Kin is like one continuous like storyline, and then the video for Goods is just like
An add-on.
clown
Right.
party.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh gosh,
Like-
absolutely. It makes me want to throw my own party and just like
Right.
like a really weird.
Yeah.
party.
Yes. Yeah. Like.
This speaks to the weird in me so much, and I think that's why I was just so just pulled in and gravitated to her as an artist immediately. I was just like, this is the kind of stuff I would want to make if I was driven enough to like
Yeah.
make something.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if I actually had the means to create something.
And even though I don't love Drops as much as some of the other songs on here, and trust me, I'm definitely in the mood for Kill sometimes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it is a striking number. It is still a thoroughly consistent album. While Blue is some of my favorite pop songs gathered together in one place, and Everyone Afraid to Be Forgotten is messy in an angry and beautiful way, Kin is just like artistically her zenith. I
It's
feel
just
like.
avant-garde,
Yeah.
everything, and the audio-visual combination that did it for me because you didn't get a lot of storyteller musicians in terms of albums. I don't know. Maybe I don't listen to enough. Different
Bounty
kinds of
was
music,
her
but-
Beyonce, and Kin is her Lemonade.
There you go.
Basically.
Yes,
Oh man.
Beyonce. Well, you know what, guys? We are coming up at an hour right here. I think we've done an extraordinary job. And let's just go through that ranking one more time, fellas. At number 7, it is 10 Pieces, 10 Bruises. At number 6, it is This Is Jonna Lee. At number 5, it is Remember the Future. At number 4, it is Everyone Afraid to Be Forgotten. At number 3 is Blue. Number 2 is Bounty. And as you know, our number 1 is Concert in Blue. How could it not be? So good. Jill Meyer featuring. Incredible stuff. No,
made it.
the number 1 is Kin, and this has been fantastic. I've loved this, but we still have more to do. We have a happier mini-sode after this. We have to tell you about In Concert, her little live thing that she did, which is utterly insane. We have to tell you about that. We have to go through seeing her live and meeting her and all our different interactions with her. The people that are making dance tribute videos to her, which involve them walking down the streets just like dancing the heck out of work. It's just incredible stuff. Before we do that, when we record that, I just want to say, Jill Meyer, thank you so much for being here.
I've loved it.
Yeah, exactly. In due order, we will have you back. You brought us so much joy. You're a delight to work with.
We'll have it out in the rain.
You're all that matters. Yeah.
Silence your drum.
Wipe it off. All right, guys, listen. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to find us on the YouTube and the Spotify and all the other places. Like us, subscribe. If you want to send us a comment, or if you're Jonna Lee, email us at thechartographers@gmail.com. We'll be there. In the meantime, keep on listening because you know there will be. Have a good one. Goodbye. So then I'm speaking.
Yeah, that looks good.
Jill, you want to say something?
Yes. Hello.
All right.
Yes.